sit. Heel. Lotus, sit. Good, sit. Break. Break.
Oh, hey, police. I know you're not going out of state. There we go. Okay. Good. Shouldn't shift on a turn. So today I want to talk about the biggest things that I don't like about this car. And in my last video I was telling people that, you know, if you're shopping for a car in that sub 30 range, this is the car you should buy, and I still agree with that. So don't take this as, oh, this is a bad car because of these things or anything like that. That's not the case at all. It's just after owning the car for close to 2 years now, you kind of learn some things that aren't exactly as obvious when you first drive a car or even really drive it infrequently. One of the things that I really wanted to have was an ST2 or ST3 package. That gets you Recaros, it gets you, I think, like the better stereo, the LED, HID lights, maybe the sunroof. I don't really remember. I know the biggest one, honestly, was the Recaros. I think the car looks a whole lot better with them. Unless you've seen pictures of the European version, at which point then you become sad. Thankfully, I had not seen those pictures prior to buying this car. The biggest issue I have with this car, though, is the Recaros. And it's not because we didn't get the European version, which, again, I wish we had. I mean, knowing what I know now, it does annoy me. But that's not really the issue. The issue is I don't really feel like I fall on an extreme range of height. You know, I think I'm like 5'10" or something. So, you know, I'm not very tall, but I'm not really short either. And I am just at this weird height, I guess, that no matter what I do with these seats, I can't get comfortable. Now, the bolstering and everything, it's phenomenal. I didn't even realize how good it was until I sat in my Evo 8 after driving this car and realized, like, wow, like, that's some insane bolstering for a Focus or any car, really, that's not like a dedicated track car or something. So, I mean, they are really tight-fitting car seats. It makes me think that, you know, like in the US, we didn't get the JDM spec Evo seats. Ours are a little bit wider, and it makes me kind of wonder, like, is this what it would have felt like, just this snug? Because honestly, around like my torso and everything, they feel more snug than even the Evo X seats did, and those are by far one of my favorite seats that I've owned. Or I take that back, they are my favorite seat that I've owned. They're one of my favorite that I've ever even ridden in. Now, maybe if you're doing like track stuff or something, but anyways, staying on point. The shoulder isn't as good in these as either Evo is, really. They do kind of broaden more up there, but none of that bothers me. It's the legs that I really have the issue with. And you can adjust these seats. They go down like this to create more of a bucket effect, and they can come up, and it doesn't matter. I've played with it on every degree from top to bottom, and no matter what I do, I always just end up with this where I feel like I'm pinching, like right here at behind my kneecap, no matter what I do. And it's actually like really annoying when you drive it. It's not something I noticed even for a long, you know, when we first bought the car and I drove it some, you know, this is primarily the wife's car, I noticed this, but I chalked it up mostly to, well, I just can't get it right. And sometimes it'd be a little better, and I was like, yeah, I just got to get the seat right. Here lately, I've been driving this car a lot more. I can't find that sweet spot. It just doesn't exist. It really is like an issue. Now, again, this isn't my car that I drive daily, but it has completely turned me off on wanting to have one daily. And more importantly, it's turned me off on the Focus RS. I would not buy one of those cars unless I had it in the budget to swap out the seats, because I couldn't deal with those on a day-to-day basis, and that's something that I find really odd. I've got like pinched nerves and stuff in my back and different things, and seats that are supportive like this actually always feel better for me. So I still think, given the option, I would take these over the non-Recaro versions in the Focus here, because I'd rather have my back feel better, just deal with the leg thing. City driving especially, and I think that's why I'm noticing it more, because here lately I've been doing a lot more city driving than I typically have in the past. So a lot of shifting, and that's when you really notice, is when you're shifting and taking off and stuff. Like right now where you're just kind of cruising, it's not so bad. When you're on the highway, it's fine. It's that stop and go type traffic stuff that really starts to dig in on you when you got to keep pushing down on the clutch. And some people are probably going to think this is ridiculous. Why would you make a video talking about this? This is the most stupid thing you could complain about in a car. But it really is like an issue for me. If this was my primary car and I drove in stop and go traffic a lot, you know, like a lot of people I'm sure do, like on their way into work or home or wherever, you know, they're on the highway, they're doing that. It doesn't have to be like a complete stop, just where you're constantly having to shift gears and go back and forth. Not because I have to physically shift gears, like the clutch issue wouldn't be the issue, it's the seats that would actually make me not want to have this. Now, if there was like a dual clutch option, totally different ballgame. Wouldn't really be an issue, because you're just up here the whole time and you don't have to worry about it. So, I don't know. I want to keep this video short. I don't want this to drag on. You know, I'm not a Focus ST expert. I own one, but I don't even drive it every day. You know, it's primarily the wife's car, so I don't want this to drag on too much. I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on it to people who are thinking about the cars or anything like that. If you have any questions or anything, obviously leave those below. Like if that's your thing. If you're watching this video because you're used to my Evo content, I promise I will have Evo content soon. But in the meantime, Focus, which is still a really, really nice car, and I still, 2 years later, I still think we made the right decision buying this car. I will leave it at that. I was going to go a little bit farther with that, but I'm just going to leave it right there. Appreciate you guys watching, and as always, subscribe if you want to see more Focus ST content, I guess. Let me know. Other than that, appreciate you guys, and you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys on the next video. Finally, somewhere where we can have some fun, maybe, just for a second. Volkswagen, why are we braking for the straightaway?